Hi everyone, welcome back to the Restart channel. My name is Sydney and today we're going to go over the cannabinoid CBN. CBN stands for cannabinol and it's a cannabinoid found in cannabis. And so today we're going to learn about it a little bit more in depth. I'm going to answer some of the questions that we commonly asked, and then also feel free to leave your questions down below if we missed something, and just let us know. We're always open to new suggestions, new ideas, and just opening up that Canna Curious conversation to really get things going. So let's get right into the video. And keep in mind, I am going to be reading off of some notes that I took just to make sure I'm giving you guys the best information and the most accurate information, because it is a lot to take in. So if you want to take notes at home or save this video, feel free to do that as well. So CBN is a non-intoxicating compound that is known as the cannabinoid created when THC ages. So if you've ever had an old bag of Mary Jane sitting in your drawer and then you have it over time and it isn't as potent as before, maybe it makes you really sleepy, CBN is because that THC is being converted into CBN as it sits there, which I thought is a really cool fact of where it comes from. There's usually high amounts, like I said, found in older cannabis, and sometimes the turnoff for people, but others use older cannabis because they want that CBN cannabinoid that's very specific to certain ailments that we're going to talk about later in the video. So to start off, I'm going to give you guys, again, the benefits of what CBN is good for and what the researchers are finding out CBN is good for. So to start out, CBN is known as an antibacterial. So there are studies on CBN that have found that it may be a potent antibacterial agent. In lab settings, CBN was tested on strains of MRSA bacteria that are resistant to traditional antibiotics. Number 2, CBN can also be a powerful neuroprotectant. And so there is one study they've done in rats that researchers found that CBN uses a treatment for ALS and found it was able to delay the onset of the condition. How freaking cool is that? Number 3, CBN can be an appetite stimulant. So much like THC, much like CBG, and it makes sense because CBN is coming from THC. CBN can actually stimulate your appetite, but not give you that psychotropic effect like THC does. CBN can also be known as an anti-inflammatory, so much like CBD, much like many other cannabinoids, CBN can be anti-inflammatory, which is awesome just for overall general wellness. Last but not least, there are some, misconceptions out there about CBN. We're using it primarily, and what people use it when coming into our store is as a sleep aid. And so you might find it a really powerful sleep aid as compared to something like CBG or something like CBD. It might be more of a heavy hitter, as we like to call it. But there are a few theories out there, and it's kind of been debunked, which is just really interesting to me, that CBN on its own is not actually a sleep aid. And so when you're using that CBN in conjunction with other cannabinoids, when that Mary Jane plant is sitting for longer periods of time, and that's why you feel sleepy from it, maybe it's because you have the other cannabinoid combinations that make you more sleepy from it. But pretty much what this quote says, the older cannabis that is high in CBN is also high in sedating terpenes. So beyond even other cannabinoids, terpenes play a huge role in how your body responds to different strains. These terpenes, rather than the CBN, could account for the sedative effects. So as you do your research out there on cannabis, cannabinoids, terpenes, different strains, different products, make sure you're looking into the terpenes as well, because as we categorize things into sativas, hybrids, indicas, it's not really the percent of CBD, THC, CBN that you're gonna figure out goes into these categories. It's all about the terpenes. And if you do not know what terpenes are, we're gonna go into another video about that, but essentially think of them like essential oils. So when lavender smells good, it tastes like lavender. Its medicinal effect is that it's very soothing and calming. So terpenes are found naturally in cannabis, naturally in other plants, and they're called many different, very scientific names, but those can also play a huge role in how you feel after using some sort of cannabis product or even another plant product that you find at the grocery store. And so what this is pretty much saying is, while CBN may not be sedating on its own, you may be able to take advantage of its synergistic effects with THC to get sleep-inducing effects that you're trying to look for. So again, if you're using it with THC, if you're using it with CBD, maybe other cannabinoids that I haven't mentioned, or other terpenes, you could. That's why you feel that really nighttime remedy, really relaxed in the evening. I mean, from personal use for my CBN experience, and we have products that have CBN, CBD, and terpenes. We have products with Delta 8, CBN, and terpenes, and obviously capsules that have CBN on its own, but it's more of a full spectrum product. I definitely feel tired from it, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me if you've ever taken CBN and what you feel like. Let me know in the comments, but that's really wrapping up on what CBN is as a cannabinoid. If you have further questions, if you have any other research that you would like to share with us, please do so in the comments. And if you want to shop with us, you can do so online at restartcb.com, or come visit us in Austin, Texas. We're up in North Austin, right by the soccer stadium. It is at 2521 Rutland Drive, Suite 150A. And you can come see me, come see our girls. We're happy to answer your questions and have these candid conversations. All right, y'all. See you in the next video. Bye.